is a very special day. um, you know, normally I feel down about not getting 100% right. But I've noticed that normally when I predict or rather do my live videos, especially the upsets videos, they are so incredibly accurate that I've realized that like I shouldn't be too hard on myself. MMA is a tricky sport, and the mere fact that I was able to warn my people, it makes me really happy about what I'm doing. Because when I was watching that pay-per-view, I was like, how did I not get 100% here? Um, but I'm learning to not be too hard on myself. As long as the people who watch me are able to benefit significantly from what I say, then I think that should be enough. Because I think 99% of everything that happened on UFC 304, a lot of the people who follow my channel, especially my live videos, they were able to avoid any sort of danger because I called it, right. I told them about Bilal Muhammad, and there was and I explained it. I made a dedicated video, um, and I told my people I'm going to do a full card breakdown, or rather a full card reaction of UFC 304, and like basically, obviously, like the video says, prediction results. But I just want to, I'll expand a little bit more on the Bilal Muhammad fight when I get to it. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that I remember clearly telling my people that logic says Leon Edwards will probably win, but there's something that I'm feeling. So the best thing to do would be to stay away from this fight. And I'm glad. I hope. I hope a lot of them listened, because I got like it's not a lot of views, but the Bilal Muhammad video got like 500, 500 and something, nearly 600 views, and then the upsets video got almost 1,000. So hopefully I was able to help a lot of people. I saw some people saying thank you, man, for the live videos and all those type of things. But that's basically, especially one of the most important videos in my opinion on my channel is the upsets video, because 99% of the time, even if I don't, that my picks are not accurate, I'm able to help you avoid fights that I might potentially get wrong. That's the purpose of the upsets video. It's to say, you know what, I feel like this fight could go either way, so just stay away from it, which is basically what I said with Bilal Muhammad. And actually every single fight that took place on UFC 304. Um, what do you call it? The Bilal Muhammad fight, I told my people to stay away from it. The Paddy Pimblett fight, I told my people to stay away from it. Basically, every fight that I felt confident about, those particular people won, right? So I feel really happy about that. Anyway, let me get to the fights. Um, are you Muslim, bro? Yeah, I am. I am. Um, I am Muslim. Oh, okay. Assalamu alaikum. The first fight, Shauna Banon versus Alice Adeline. My subscribers went with Shauna Banon. I went with Alice. Um, that was a horrible fight to watch. Um, I told my subscribers to stay away from this one, but I don't feel like anyone. Um, Alhamdulillah, salam. Jazakallah, man. So I don't feel like anyone who knows who watches MMA regularly should have even needed a warning to stay away from this fight. There are certain fights that you shouldn't even consider looking at for investment or anything of that sort of that nature. Shona Bonon versus Alice Adeline. I'm not an MMA fighter, but fuck, like a lot of these trans athletes who are now joining MMA, like are going if they are allowed to compete in women's MMA, they are going to dominate that sport. That's all I can say. Because I was looking at that fight and I'm like, I've never trained MMA a day in my life, but I'm sure if I get into the octagon with these people, I might actually win. That's how bad it was, man. Like that fight was bad. Like Shona Bonon was running when she was punching. Like it was hard to watch. The worst part is that it was on a pay per view. I don't know if um I don't know if the UFC just allows people to come in because maybe they have some level of following, and then they feel like maybe they will bring their people with them to watch the fight. I guess maybe that's how it works. But the first fight was so horrible to watch, man. It was bad. It was really bad. Anyway, um, these two fighters are never going to be champions. I could be wrong. Maybe they could improve and eventually become contenders, but both Shauna Banon and Alice Adeline are horrible. Like horrible, horrible. My subscribers got this one right. I mean, it could have gone either way. Yo, this was bad. Isa, hi, how are you, man? On to the next one, Mick Parkin versus Lucas Brzezinski. My subscribers and I went with Mick Parkin. Um, Yeah, this is the fight that I wasn't too confident about. I mean, McParkin historically did not necessarily have dominant performances or finish fights. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was McParkin's first finish in the UFC. So I think I was right to be skeptic about it. But obviously, my subscribers and I obviously picked McParkin. But yeah, I wasn't feeling too confident about that pick. But he won dominantly. I mean, when you fight with, or rather, when you train with Tom Aspinall, obviously some of it will rub off on you. But looking at Tom Aspinall and McParkin, the difference is so massive. I don't know how far McParkin can go. But I mean, heavyweight, especially at the bottom, does not have that much talent. So maybe he might be able to get ranked. But as far as the top five, I don't see him getting into the top five unless he improves, because clearly he has been improving. The fact that he managed to get a finish says a lot about his finishing abilities. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. On to the next one, Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. This was another one that I was a little bit skeptic about, but my subscribers and I went with Sam Patterson. Isa, I subscribed. I appreciate the subscription, man. Hope you enjoy the content. There's so much on the channel. Anyway, my subscribers and I went with Sam Patterson. This was another one that I didn't feel too confidently about, but after looking at the fight, I don't understand why I didn't even trust myself as much. You know, Kiefer Crosby looked horrible in that fight. Some of these fighters, I don't know how they are in the UFC. I know some super talented fighters who in South Africa who I felt like would beat the living crap out of a lot of people in the UFC, but it's hard to get into the UFC. So it always baffles me how these people. Oh, I forgot this guy trains with Conor McGregor or something like that. So I think that affiliation is why he's in the UFC. I was wondering, like, why are these people, some of these people, in the UFC? So now it makes sense. Anyway, I mean, Sam Patterson was getting hit a little bit. It was a decent performance. He finished the fight, but yeah, I don't feel like there's a lot that's impressive. Petty the Baddie first round sub as predicted. Life fish, life fish. Yeah, you called it, man. Made me a pretty penny. Yeah, someone has a lot of money. Like the way you're talking, like it sounds like you have a lot of money. I'm happy to hear that. Um, so yeah, my subscribers and I went with Sam Patterson. Nothing much to say about that. On to the next one, Muhammad Makayev versus Manel Cobb. My subscribers and I went with Muhammad Makayev. There's so much to speak about this particular fight, man. I heard that um, actually Dana White said that he basically at the post fight press conference he said he's cutting Muhammad Makayev, and I quote, he said the PFL now has an undefeated fighter, and I'm like, damn, why did Dana do that? You know, but I think Dana was generally pissed because Bilal Muhammad won the title. He didn't seem happy to wrap it around him. He even said he's not going to increase the bonuses, which I think is not fair. So and he's like blame people like Mohammed Makayev and all these type of people who didn't try to finish the fights. Um, I don't understand why Dana was so mad, dog. Like, what did he think was going to happen? Like, why would you, if he didn't want Bilal Muhammad to win the title, then why give him the shot? Like, did he actually believe that Leon Edwards was going to beat Bilal Muhammad clean? Even though I understand the thought behind that, but why risk it? If ever maybe you honestly don't want Bilal Muhammad to ever be a champion, because the dude was mad. I don't think I've ever seen Dana White that mad since the situation with Francis Ngannou. Like he was physical, and with Francis Ngannou, he wasn't expressing his anger. A lot of the time, he would avoid media. This time, he expressed how angry he was. I feel like it's unfortunate that Mohammed Makayev got cut, but at the same time, Manel Kaap and Mohammed Makayev were fighting outside the octagon and doing all this crap, and then they get into and I understand that no one wants to lose their fight, but you can't even before the fight, like there were security guards and everything like that, and then after that you guys go tit for tat, and then you go to a decision. It was very anticlimactic. It was sad to watch. um, I'm honestly sad that it's heartbreaking to see such a talent be released. I don't see why. Like honestly, Kobe Covington is more boring. Okay, equally boring. So I don't understand the logic behind, and at least Muhammad Wakaev was in the top five and was undefeated. So anyway, before I proceed, let me let me respond to your comments and then I'll proceed. Weird fight. Unfortunately, that broken toe made Cup totally freeze up. You're the worst prediction of UFC. You said Bobby Green wins. Um, why would you say that, dude? Like, if you watch my upsets video, I told you guys to stay away from the Bobby Green fight, dog. Like, then why do you watch my video? I think the problem is with people who come onto my stream, listen to what I'm saying about a specific fight, and then leave. Don't do that, guys. Like, listen to everything that I'm saying or ask me questions. And I remember telling you on my previous results video, I told you guys, or question me. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. Um, don't just listen to what I'm saying. And then make a decision and then take your money and then invest in it. Question me. Ask me questions. You are the one who's going to invest your money based on my thoughts and my opinions about a specific fight. But one thing I can say, and listen to what I'm saying. If you're going to listen to my opinion, then listen to it completely. Don't just take bits and pieces of what I'm saying, pieces of what I'm saying, and then go make a decision. And then like listen to everything that I'm saying. I told everyone who was watching my videos to stay away from the fights that didn't go how I actually predicted, I told everyone to stay away from that. And the nice thing about what I'm saying is that you don't have to, we don't have to argue. It's on my channel. You can go and watch. You can go and watch my previous prediction videos. This is for everyone. Who's this guy? Heistogan. Dude, next time, don't come into the stream, watch for 1 minute and hear what I have to say about a specific fight, and then say, okay, I'm going to put money on that. Don't do that. Don't listen to what I'm saying completely. There's a reason why my streams are normally like 45 minutes. That 45 minutes is not just me saying nonsense. I'm actually trying to make you, to give you an idea of how confident I feel about a specific fight, to give you an idea of the fight that I felt like, okay, this one is risky. And that's how I told everyone. And I made it clear, logic says Leon Edwards should win, right? And then what I said is the best thing to do would be to avoid this fight. That's what I said. Go back and watch that video. So probably you are the one of those people who left after I said, logic says Leon Edwards should win. You didn't wait up until I was finished with what I was saying. If my upsets video are almost accurate if you listen to everything I'm saying. Normally, I tell you guys to stay away from specific fights. That's what I do. So next time, listen to everything I'm saying. Don't just take a portion of what I'm saying and then go make a decision on your own and then put it on me because I tell you to avoid certain fights. Right? If you were telling me, Nathaniel, you said Nathaniel Wood was your lock and he lost, I would be like, okay, yeah, I said that and I was wrong. Last week I said Nathaniel Wood is my lock. He won. Like, I honestly don't understand why you're even saying that, dude. Listen to everything I say completely if you want to use my opinion on certain things. Right? I never advise, I always advise people to actually do independent research. Don't just listen to me, but if you want to listen to me, then listen to me completely. So yeah. Anyway, let me respond to everyone. Dana was mad because of all the unprofessional fighting behind the scenes. Then when they got in the fight, Octagon didn't keep the same energy. Yeah, it's understandable, man. But my issue is Manel Kab, or what do you call him? Muhammad Mokaev won, right? Why cut him and not Manel Kab, right? So that's the only thing. I mean, why wouldn't you cut the loser then? If that's the case, then the winner should have stayed, the loser should have left. Or is it maybe because of Manil Kab's controversial personality? Maybe that's why they feel like they can build him into a star. They have a potential star, and he has an exciting fighting style. Probably, maybe that's the case. Um, so maybe that's why. Let me see. UFC Abu Dhabi, you're going 9-13, and you got the four wrong already. Okay, okay, my dude. I appreciate the heads up. I'll be here. That card was crap. I agree. I agree. I agree. Don't think he deserves to be cut just yet. Yeah, man. I think that was honestly uncalled for, but it is what it is. It happened. I guess we'll see how that whole thing plays out. Anyway, my subscribers and I went with Mohammed Makaev. Um, on to the next one: Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons. Another one. Where's that guy? Where's that guy who was complaining? Heistogan. Yes, Heistogan, my dude. Here's another one. I told my people Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons. My subscribers and I went with Preston Parsons, but I clearly told everyone stay away from this fight because it could go either way. Oban Elliott has a shot at actually winning this fight. That's how upsets videos normally work, or my videos to be specific. That's how I normally do them. If I feel a fight is close, I just tell you to just stay away from it. So this is another one. Oban Elliott looked sensational in that particular fight. He stuffed a lot of takedowns and he was even offensive with his takedowns. I honestly didn't expect that. He was one of the few people that I thought like would probably um, lose to Preston Parsons, especially because Preston Parsons is a really good wrestler. So it was honestly surprising to see that performance. I mean, it's MMA at the end of the day. People can improve. So yeah, we got this one wrong. On to the next one. Modestas Bakauskas versus Marcin Prachnio. My subscribers went with Bakauskas and I went with Prachnio. This one was the only fight that I didn't foresee going in that particular way because I think my biggest problem and my biggest flaw was that I didn't consider the height issue. But nonetheless, Prachnio had Bakauskas hurt on a variety of occasions, but for whatever reason, he would decide to clinch or do stupid things that would actually give Bakauskas an opportunity to actually recover from whatever he rocked him with. I honestly don't know. That's one of the reasons why I introduced Fight IQ on the channel. So if you go on the community section, you'll see Fight IQ. Because I mean, like at this point, I think it's important to because there's no one who's doing that. So I feel like that's something that I'm going to be doing. So now every single week, this week, I'm going to be posting fight IQs for every single upcoming card because these people make stupid decisions mid-fight. Like Bobby Green, like why would you try to grapple with Paddy Pimblett when you are the better striker? Like why? It didn't make sense what he did. So I'm going to start including IQ into my predictions, which a lot of these fighters lack. Anyway, my subscribers got this one right. They went with Modestas Bakauskas. On to the next one. Jake Hadley versus Colin Logren. I went with Jake Hadley. My subscribers went with Colin Logren. Another one that I didn't feel too confident about, even though I got this fight right, I told my subscribers to stay away from it because I was worried about the Jake Hadley's takedown defense. But damn, it looked good, man. I feel like he should consider just staying at that weight class because he looked sensational. I actually didn't expect him to look as good as he did in that particular fight, but he looked like an incredibly different fighter. I honestly thought he would struggle in the grappling exchanges, but he shut it down like it was nothing. I was honestly pleasantly surprised because I picked him and I was worried about that pick. Um, but yeah, man, Jake Hadley won. He performed sensationally, especially for someone who's coming off of losses. I mean, I'm happy for him. I got this one right. Yeah. On to the next one. Okay, before I go to the next one, let me reply to your messages before they pile up. Leon deserves to lose as he is not fit for the belt for that belt. Yeah. I guess we'll talk about it when we get to the fight. But there's a lot that I want to say about that. But yeah, I don't know. I had a feeling Bilal was going to dominate. Glad I stayed away from it. Yeah, that's what and that's one of the things that I said when leading up to that particular fight. I made on my reaction to the previous fight night. I said that on my final predictions. I said that I made a specific video about Bilal shocking the world. If you go to the live section of my channel, you'll find every video. And I did an upsets video. I actually even detailed it, and I was like, guys, stay away. So sometimes people don't listen to what I'm saying because they think maybe I'm just saying all these things because I'm stupid or I'm chasing views. The most important thing that you should know about me, guys, is I'm not doing this for views. When I do something, I want to be the best at it, right? I'm a perfectionist. So whenever I do anything, I'm trying to be the best. I'm not, and this channel is like just over a year old, right? I'm still learning some few things, but the goal is to be the best. It's not just to get views and be I don't know, popular or whatever the case is. I'm trying to be extremely good at what I'm doing. Even when I get like a couple of fights wrong, it, it, I go through emotions on my own whereby I'm like, should I stop and just let my subscribers be the ones who have predictions and just break down fights and all these type of things. But when I look back at my upsets videos, I see the accuracy of how I'm able to help people avoid coin flip fights, right? Including a main event like this, I foresaw the upset happening, right? That's essentially why I told everyone to stop, to not, to stay away from it. So I'm not doing what I'm doing right now for views. Obviously, um, I want to monetize what I'm doing as a hobby and everything like that, and I want to grow this into a successful business, like to compete eventually with companies like Topology and Share Dog and all these type of things. That's the ultimate goal for me. But I'm not just doing this because I want views, guys. Like I want to actually compete and be the best and be among the best. So trust me when I say I do my research for you guys. Whether I'm wrong or right, just know that it hurts me probably more than it hurts you every time I get any fight wrong. So people like this dude who was saying, yeah, what I said and all these type of things, I work hard on these things. Let me continue to reply to your messages before I continue. Um, Bilal is way better than Edwards. I think so. I think so. But I think, like I said in my predictions, I think it was more self confidence than anything that made Bilal win that fight. And I will explain it a little bit more if you were not watching my previous videos. But I think more than anything, and that's what I said in my previous videos, I made an example with Sean Brady. I made an example with Vicente Luque and Gilbert Burns. Bilal Muhammad was beating people he shouldn't have, on paper, that he shouldn't have been able to beat, largely because he had faith in himself. And even if you hurt him, he's not going to give up. And that's why I compared him to his delusion to the Juliana Pena mindset going into the first Amanda Nunes fight. But I'm actually even talking about the main event, and I'm not even there. But let me just finish this thought. That's why to the Juliana Pena fight versus Amanda Nunes, because I could see the same elements, and I actually remember saying that logically and based on research, Edwards was supposed to win. But I also said that I see something that makes me feel like Bilal is going to win. So the best thing to do would be to stay away from it because I saw elements of an upset, and I actually remember saying that an upset is an upset because no one sees it coming, and it actually happened. So yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like Bilal won because he believes in himself, not just average belief, like exceedingly high belief. Like there are people who believe in themselves so much that that belief goes into their head and actually produces makes them into what they believe they are, and those people are Juliana Pena and Bilal Mohammed. And I think Dricus Du Plessis has an element of that, and that's another fighter that I actually mentioned. Dricus Du Plessis, a lot of people were counting him out against Robert Whittaker, which was fair. Robert Whittaker was the better fighter, but that's another fighter that I remember picking him. I predicted that upset because I saw that same belief that Juliana Pena had going into the Amanda Nunes fight. There's a certain type of self confidence that is almost is almost delusional in a sense, but it then results in those particular people becoming who they think they are, right? So I think it's more belief than skill. I mean, Bilal Muhammad is skilled, but obviously, when you believe in yourself that much, you're going to put in the work in terms of cardio. You're going to put in the work in terms of improving yourself, your skills, and everything like that, to the point whereby you're going to be able to do what he did. So, so I think it's more self belief more than anything. Let me. Uh, Bi- Bobby went for the takedown because Paddy landed a nasty calf kick and forced it. I mean, I hear you, right? But how many times have strikers been hurt on the feet? Like, why would you make it this? Even if you are hurt, right? It's not like Bobby Green was rocked. He just didn't like what he felt. And when you don't like what you felt, you find a way to adjust and avoid getting touched. In a sense, you don't go to something that, and he wasn't even fighting the hands. Like after he got onto the ground, like the first thing that he should have done was to try and maybe, I don't know, fight the hands or fight the legs, the way Amanza Rugian did against Charles Oliveira. It's difficult to fight the hands, but it's easier to fight the legs. So instead of trying to fight the hands, he should have fought the legs and just tried to find a way to stand up and go back to striking. It was one of the most stupidest things like he could have ever done. Like, why would you try to grapple with someone who probably has an advantage there and leaving your advantage on the feet? Even if somehow Bobby Green was rocked in that particular fight, it was stupid for him to actually go to the ground. Like, it was exceedingly stupid. The closest thing to grappling he should have done at least was to put him against the fence and maybe, I don't know, get a little bit of time to somehow recover or something like that. Not like in the open and then shooting for like that was one of the most frustrating things to watch. Was so confident in Bilal, I put him in a 4 part parlay that cashed. Sometimes the writing is on the wall. Vance, I'm glad to hear that, man. It's always nice to hear people making money. Prince Akash, bro, Dudakova versus Sam Hughes. I'm struggling with the idea that my lock for this upcoming card, I think my lock is Victoria Dudakova in this upcoming card, but I'm struggling because it's women's MMA. Women's MMA is one of the most unpredictable things on in sports, probably. But Victoria Dudakova is my lock on the upcoming card. I think out of everyone on that particular card, I think she's the one who's going to probably win that fight. But yeah, man, I'm worried a little bit because it's women's MMA. Like someone can look like a world champion in one fight and then come and look like, I don't know, a cashier or something like that. No offense to cashiers, and you guys are doing an important job. I'm just saying, uh, I can't think of any job that doesn't require physical labor. Let me not try to explain myself. I think I'm making it worse. I apologize to all the cashiers. Um, Let me see. Alhamdulillah, Bilal won from Somalia. Yeah, man, I'm honestly happy that he won, especially for the idea of him, going through everything that he went through. Like, he was ridiculed. Ultimately, he will forever be remembered as a UFC welterweight champion. They can never take that away from him, and I'm happy for him. Anyway, I've been rambling for too long. Molly McCann versus Bruna Brazil. My subscribers and I went with Molly McCann. Um, Obviously, I told my people to stay away from this fight. I knew that Bruna Brazil had a shot at winning, and that's why I told my people to stay away from. Nah, man, don't amplify it. Life, you should don't amplify it. I apologized for the cashier thing, man. Like, leave it alone. Leave it alone. So I told my people to stay away from the Molly McCann fight versus Bruna Brazil because I knew it would be a coin flip. Plus, it's women's MMA, right? And that's why I'm struggling with me actually saying that my lock is Victoria Dudikova, but I'll get to that in my predictions, which I'll do probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm still deciding whether to do a live video specifically around Bilal Muhammad winning, Dana White's rage, Muhammad Makayev being cut, and all these type of things. I'm still deciding whether or not I should do that. I'll see. But I knew that it would be close. Molly McCann is not very reliable. Um, I felt like Bruna Brazil had some ways, like it was a coin flip in my opinion, based on my research. It looked like a coin flip, so that's why I was like, stay away from it. If I had known, I didn't know that Bruna Brazil trained with the Fighting Nerds. I think it would have swayed my decision when it came to predictions, specifically when it came to picks. Because the Fighting Nerds are producing exceptionally talented fighters, except the guy who was fighting last week. What's his name? I forgot his name. That guy sucked. He looks like he shouldn't be part of that gym. Um, anyway, Bruna Brazil looked good. Her height, everything. Like she looks like she's improving. And I'm looking forward to see how far she can go, especially training with that gym. I think she's going to continue to improve. Um, and we'll see, we'll see. I mean, in women's MMA, if you can improve significantly enough, you can be a champion. It doesn't require, people will say I'm a misogynist. Let me not say some of these things about the women's MMA. I apologize. Women's MMA is very very high level. Okay, in all honesty, women's MMA is high level when it gets to the top five. But I mean, what do you call her? This Jessica Andrade is in the top five. I honestly don't know how Jessica Andrade was the champion. Like, but it makes sense. She couldn't even defend the belt. Anyway, let me not ramble. My subscribers and I went with Molly McCann. Um, Obviously, we got this one wrong. I respect Molly McCann for not giving up after she got hurt multiple times in the liver. Anyone else would have crumbled and given up in that particular fight. She decided to actually stand and fight, and I commend her for that. That's the only reason I'm not calling her Molly the Can, right? Because she showed heart, and I can respect that. Um, Before I go to the next one, let me reply to your comments. Brazil looked so good, man. I had a feeling she was a big dog. Wish I parlayed her with Robocop. Yeah, Robocop is one of the fighters that I felt confident about, and I remember saying it. And I was like, you know what, Christian Leroy Duncan might surprise us, but I felt a little bit confident about um, Gregory Rodriguez, and he came through. Similarly with my the next person I'm going to go to. But before I go there, let me reply to you guys. Big fans of MMA. Hey, what's up, bro? From Malaysian right here. Hi, man. How are you? This is the first time I'm seeing you here. Welcome to the channel. What is your opinion about going 9 and 13 this week for UFC Abu Dhabi? Clearly, you're trying to troll me. Um, I predicted Paddy, Brazil, and Rodriguez. Okay, that's good, man. That's good. I'm hoping that you made money from that. All win. This week I already predicted all winners, and you got four wrong already. Although you predicted the four from my predictions. Wow, that's impressive. You made no money. I still life is. Instagram is busy trying to troll me. I don't understand why he's doing this. Um, Instagram next week Abu Dhabi. If this guy gets four wrong, I win another 150,000. Instagram is a millionaire. Then I mean, like you're winning 150,000 every week, man. Um, and here you are on my channel, like. Anyway, I find it funny. It's not offensive to me. Anyway, Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. My subscribers and I went with Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood was actually my lock last week Monday before he became such a heavy favorite. He was my lock. The same way people are asking me now who my lock is for the upcoming card, and I said Victoria Dudikova. I'm going to stick to that, but I might regret it because it's women's MMA. But I think out of everyone on that particular card, I feel pretty confident about Victoria Dudikova winning that fight. Nathaniel Wood looked sensational. He was rocking and dropping Daniel Pineda. Even though Nathaniel Wood was my lock, I didn't expect him to actually beat up Pineda like that because Pineda is a very dangerous fighter. The only issue I have is with Nathaniel Wood's fight IQ, man. Like he was making stupid decisions that almost lost him the fight. Like some of these fighters, man, they're very frustrating. But anyway, my lock won, and he won pretty convincingly, pretty clearly. I'm happy about that. My subscribers and I got this one right. On to the next one, Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. My subscribers and I went with Arnold Allen. Um, Even though it was a close fight, I honestly felt confident about him winning, but his performance didn't reflect that. You know, with Arnold Allen, I mean, with Nathaniel Wood, with um, who's this guy? Rodriguez. Let me check his name. Gregory Rodriguez. Whenever I feel confident about a fight, I expect people to perform the way Nathaniel Wood performed, the way Tom Aspinall performed, the way Gregory Rodriguez performed. That's what I expect. And with Arnold Allen, I didn't see that. I felt like the fight was pretty close. I expected Arnold Allen to actually um, implement his wrestling. I guess he wanted to prove something to himself. That wasn't smart. You can always prove yourself. Like rather improve and have something in your back pocket. You know, if this fails, then have a backup plan. Don't use it as your primary plan because he risked losing a decision, a split decision. But nonetheless, he won. It wasn't convincing, but he won. He did enough to actually win that fight. Um, I feel like Giga Chikadze maybe 2 years ago he probably would have beaten Arnold Allen, but yeah, I don't like picks that I feel confident about getting these kind of close decisions. Um, anyway, nothing much to say about this one except like I don't know if it's an fight IQ thing or if he just wanted to actually prove to himself that he can strike and stand and improve. I don't know. Anyway, my subscribers and I got this one correct. On to the next one. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodriguez. My subscribers and I went with Gregory Rodriguez, and this was one of the fights that I felt pretty confident about. And his performance showed that, he looked a level above Christian Leroy Duncan. I was surprised that Christian Leroy Duncan was the favorite in that fight because clearly it showed that what do you call him? Gregory Rodriguez was going to win that fight. So yeah, he won as I expected him to actually win. Um, yeah, there's nothing much to say about it. I would like to see him against the ranked opponent now. I think he's really good, especially beating Christian Leroy Duncan like that. It shows how good he is. Um, Bobby King Green versus Paddy Pimblett. My subscribers went with Paddy Pimblett. I went with Bobby Green because I was like, Bobby Green is hard to take down. Bobby Green is the better striker. Bobby Green was beating up, what do you call him? Whoever the guy he was beating. I'm sorry, I forgot his name just that I'm so exhausted by some of these people. And I apologize, man, but it's so frustrating when you see that, dude, you have a clear path to win. Why are you not taking it? Even if you're hurt, but of which Bobby Green was not hurt. He just felt something he didn't like. But even if you were hurt, find a way, like clinch. Don't go to the ground, dog. Like don't go to the ground. It's like who's the guy who was fighting Anthony Smith? Like, why would you? These people. Petty Pimblett looked good. I don't feel like it says a lot about his skills. I just feel like Bobby Green, number one, got into a submission. He didn't try to defend it. One of, I mean, Amansa Rukian just showed you how to get out of a guillotine, and he didn't do any of that. Like, fight the legs. Like, why didn't he fight the legs? Like Bobby Green, yeah, no, man, I. Anyway, my subscribers got this one right. I got this one wrong. Before I go to the main event and co-main event, let me reply to you guys. Um, probably made $15. First one you got wrong is Lupi Godinez. Hi Stogan. My channel, right? You clearly you watch my content a lot. That fight between Mackenzie Dern and Lupi Godinez, I've added a risk levels of safe and risky to all my predictions for you guys. Hey, Stogan, you are one of the actually trying to do. I do I do everything I do for the benefit of my subscribers. And on that fight, I said it's 100% risky. Why would you want to entertain a fight that I'm saying is 100% risky? I mean, if you want to lose money, don't then blame me. You that fight is 100% risky, and you're still telling me that like Lupi Godinez is going to win. The point of me saying it's 100% risky is anyone can win in that particular fight. Like, it's hard to actually decide. And usually, when a fight is like that, it means it's going to go to a decision or split decision. Uh, Usually, that's what's going to happen. So, I'm saying that fight is 100. You watch my shorts, you saw the risk level of that particular fight. Why are you even considering putting money on it, dude? Like, I said it's 100% risky. So don't look at it if you feel like. Anyway, Elvis Brenner, I like you. That not bad, dude. I'm going to respond to your message. You don't have to be mean, dog. Like, I don't know. Like people like to use like negativity maybe to try and get my attention. Like, go through my channel. I respond to everyone. Like I'm not the channel because now I have 10,000 subscribers going on 11,000, and because now I have 2 million views in just a year. I don't reply. I reply to you guys because you guys are important. The only reason I wouldn't reply is because when the workload becomes too much, and even then, I'm going to try and hire people. I'm going to make sure that replying to messages is my job until it becomes impossible to do so. All right. So I'm going to reply to you guys. Like, so and stop trying to troll me to get my attention. I respond to everyone. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but it looks like that's what you're doing. Um, anyway, Elvis Brenner is the only underdog pick that is winning, and you picked all heavy underdogs, so you're getting 9 out of 13 um, this week, Abu Dhabi. Okay, man. If you say so, I still can. You picked only one underdog, but I found five, so you missed the four. You're hilarious, dude. Who's your log for Abu Dhabi? I still again. I'm also curious, and he should come back to the prediction results because a lot of these people will troll you, and then after their picks are horribly wrong, they don't come back. Who's your log? I picked Elliot, Brazil, Rodriguez, and Petty. No, we're talking about Abu Dhabi. We're talking about Emirates, the upcoming card, not the previous card. I got many logs for the week. UFC 303, I only missed one out of 12. I mixed Alex Pereira. He won, but I picked the other one. I still again UFC Vegas 94 same. I always miss the main card. Heist again. I always predict all winners except the main card. This guy is a comedian who won't even give it his Abu Dhabi locks. Yeah, that's what I'm. He doesn't want to give us because he knows if he just keep talking and so just wait a second. Hey Leon, tough performance on Saturday. You'll get better. Who's Gustavo? So I'm Leon Edwards. That's hilarious. Anyway, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. My subscribers and I obviously went with Tom Aspinall. Um, there's nothing much to say except that I would like to see him fight John Jones before Stipe Miocic. Stipe is old, was knocked out by Francis Ngannou. To show how long ago that was, Francis Ngannou has had two boxing fights and has been knocked out in one, is ranked in boxing. That's how long ago this guy fought, right? So, and somehow we're supposed to get excited about him fighting John Jones. I mean, obviously they have to stack that card unless they feel confident about John Jones being a star, right? Because there's absolutely no like that. You can't get excited for this fight because you know who's going to win. There's no way Stipe Miocic wins this one, no matter how hard he prepares. Like he's 40 years old, like, and he's fighting probably, arguably, not even arguably, the greatest MMA athlete, potentially top three, one of the greatest fighters any sport, all right, in any sport, versus the guy who just got knocked out in his last fight 4 years ago. And then the guy who knocked him out went on to arguably win a fight against the champion then, and then got knocked out in the next boxing fight. That's how long ago it was. So I don't know why the UFC is trying to force us to watch this fight. We don't want to see that. Like they should just make the fight between Tom Aspinall and John Jones. I think that will sell them more tickets. Okay, let me not push it. I wanted to say more tickets than Conor McGregor, but I think there would be a lot of hype for that. Like everyone wants to see that fight. The UFC. I'm anyway. Leon Edwards versus Bilal Mohammed. The main event. My subscribers and I went with Leon Edwards. I'm happy that I do these videos so that I have proof. Because if I said I told my people to stay, if I didn't tell you guys to stay away from this fight, everyone would be like, "Yeah, you're lying. You picked Leon Edwards." So now I have proof, guys. Like, I even made an independent video, like an independent video for Leo for Bilal Muhammad, because that's how upsets work, man. I'm not going to pick someone because of things that I see that I feel like there's a potential for an upset here. But my analysis says the other guy is going to win. I don't work that way. That's why I like doing live videos, because then it gives me the opportunity to say, hey guys, even though I picked this guy, I don't feel very confident about it, right? In the begin, when I picked him, right, when I was doing my research and all this type of things, I felt pretty confident about it. I was like, damn, Leon Edwards is going to knock this guy out. And then as the week went, and then I did a little bit more research when I was preparing for my final predictions and for my episode predictions, I was like, wait a minute. It seems like Bilal Muhammad might actually do this, and it's not because of pure skill. There's some few things that are involved in this whole thing. The most crucial thing that I'm proud of myself for, and not just on this card, like on almost every single card, whether it's fight night or pay per view, I'm able to steer my people away from risky fights, and I'm happy with that. I'm glad I'm glad Bilal Muhammad won that fight. I mean, he deserved it. He was being skipped over. Like, there were people making fun of that guy. There were people who were saying he needs to fight again. The dude was on a 9 fight win streak, and they were like, "No, you need another win to get a title shot." While Kobe Covington beats a retired person and gets a title shot. So I felt really bad for the guy. If Kobe Covington won the belt, we probably would have never seen the fight with Bilal Muhammad. And no matter what anyone says, I know people still don't like the guy. I believe I love a sport because I believe that the best should win, right? The best should get the title, the opportunity to prove that they're the best. If I want to watch a show where we promote only popular people, I'll go to WWE. I actually watch WWE, and I prefer to watch that in WWE. Don't bring all of that into this particular sport, right? Like, and now promote only the popular people. That's not how a sport works. Like, you should, obviously a sport has to make money, but merit is important. Like, people like Kobe Covington getting a title shot over people like Bilal Muhammad shouldn't happen. And there was a time whereby Kamaru Usman was called Kamaru Snoozman, right? Because he had a boring fight style. What happened? He improved. He started knocking people out. He started to become exciting, and people fell in love with him. It took years. It didn't happen overnight. People didn't even like him when he was champion, right? But over time, people started to say, "Oh my God, he's incredible." He ended up becoming pound for pound number one. That's how it works. That's how it works. Even if someone is boring, eventually, if they're good, they will have to. If they deserve to be at the top, they will have to improve. And if they improve, they will eventually become exciting. That's how it works. And it sucks that we live in an era whereby fans are okay with people who don't deserve title shots getting the title shots, right? Because of favoritism. Everyone agrees that Stipe Miocic should not get a title shot because we know the outcome of that particular fight. But people were okay with Colby Covington getting a title shot, you know, which is pretty messed up. People are ridiculous, and of which I understand this one. People are ridiculing Hamza Chimaev for demanding title shots. At this point, it's a little bit, undeserved because he hasn't fought anyone like in the top five in the middleweight division. However, we should also know and also remember that Hamza Chimaev was next in line before Leon Edwards knocked out Kamaru Usman. There were so many different fights that happened whereby Dana White was saying, no, whoever wins this is up next for the title. The fight between Kamaru Usman and what do you call him, Hamza Chimaev, it was said that it's for a title. I understand that there's controversy around that, but the guy is on a streak and is undefeated. No one was complaining when Alex Pereira got a title shot after beating one ranked fighter, right? Right now, it makes sense, obviously, because now Sean Strickland went on to become a champion and all these type of things. So you can easily justify that. But when it was happening in real time, Alex Pereira had, I think, about three fights in the UFC and only beat one ranked fighter. Hamza Chimaev beat Gilbert Burns, who was ranked number two at the time. He beat Li Jinglian, who was ranked, I think, number 11 at the time. So there are certain things for me personally that I feel like we need to go back to actually wanting to test prospects. I saw a lot of people complaining about, specifically MMA Gurus fans, right? Complaining about um, Umar getting a fight against Corey Sanhagen. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, and we shouldn't we actually test these people who think they are good? And if he loses, then you can laugh at him. Like, yeah, he didn't deserve it. That's why he lost. I mean, the same way people are doing with Ikram Aliskerov. Like, if he doesn't deserve to be at the top, he's going to lose, and then we're going to move on. That's how it works. So I don't understand why people who who like are okay with people like Diego Lopez making a debut against Movzaev Loev, and then you argue when Ikram Aliskerov is saving a fight night in Abu Dhabi, all of a sudden it's privilege, right? Um, Diego Lopez gets a shot against Brian Ortega. That's fine, but when it happens to Umar, then it's privilege. Like it's hard. I love the sport, but some of the people who are covering the sport and some of the fans are unfair, right? And I hope the people who follow me will value fairness over just favoritism. Basically, that's the only way to describe it without being offensive to anyone. I value merits with all my heart. Like, you can have an opinion, like even with Islam Makhachev. Now people are saying he's pound for pound number one. Before they were saying like he hasn't fought anyone, he's ducking people, but no one wants to fight him, and these fans will go into the comment section and say no one is ducking that guy. Who's ducking him? Fine, but why then fight him and beat him like what Dustin Poirier did? He fought Benoit Saint Denis, right? And derailed him, and because of that, he got a title shot. Like, why are people afraid of doing that? If someone does not deserve something, then show it to us that that person does not deserve it. Beat them so that we can so that that question can be answered and we can stop talking about them, right? Ikram Aliskerov, I think he's still a good prospect. He just needs time to improve. But before, we were having conversations about, um, I mean, he's next up. Like he's probably going to be a champion. Now that that question has been answered, right? So it sucks that we live in an era whereby fans will prioritize the favoritism over merit. I don't care if Merab Devalishvili is boring. Well, now people like him because of the memes that he does and all these type of things. But people used to hate that guy, and he was on a long streak. But people were okay with him not getting a title shot. Who's this guy? Benil Dariush. Benil Dariush was on a long streak. It hurts my heart to know that he probably eh, will never fight for a title because he's old now. He's old, and whether he would have lost or not, I don't care about that. But I feel like people like that should get title shots. But Neil Dariush is not my favorite fighter, but I feel like he deserved to at least test himself it's better if you lose to the champion and say, you know what, I lost to the champion. But stylistically, you don't know. It might have given Islam a problem. I mean, I don't think he would have beaten Islam. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of Islam, but nonetheless, I don't think Dariush would have won that fight. But still, I feel like he should have gotten the shot. We also didn't think Bilal Muhammad would beat Leon Edwards. He did, right? So I think it's unfair, man, on all these people who are on long streaks and who are performing well. I feel like anytime you are ranked, especially in the top five, and you are undefeated, look what happened in the flyweight. Like they actually released Muhammad Mukayev. That guy deserved the title shot, and instead they release him. It sucks that this is where we are in the sport, and Ankalaev. People are busy talking about Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight. How does he move to heavyweight when there's a clear contender? People were upset when Islam Makhachev was saying, "I want to move up and test myself and become a double champ and get the welterweight strap." People are like, "Oh my God, he's afraid of this person. Oh my God, he's afraid of this person." But when it's Pereira, he's not afraid. You know, and there's a dude who's on a 10 fight win streak who he hasn't fought, who has to beg for that shot. And especially after what Bilal just did, Ankalaev might actually be skipped. I don't know. Maybe the fact that the UFC has a relationship with Abu Dhabi, maybe it might push the UFC to actually give Ankalaev the title shot. But man, it sucks. It sucks that we live in an era in the sport whereby it doesn't mean anything that you've beaten um top five contenders. It doesn't mean anything that you are on a 9 fight or 8 fight win streak. It The most important thing is, are you favored or not? And it sucks. It really sucks. It really sucks, man. It breaks my heart. Let me reply to you guys. I'm now realizing that like I've been on this stream for like an hour or so. Like I said before, guys, before I leave, I'm going to respond to you guys. I'm introducing Fight IQ onto the channel. So every week for every single card, whether it's pay per view or fight night, I'm going to include Fight IQs. Fight IQ, where am I going to get it? I'm going to allow you guys to vote. I think it's better for 100 people to decide who they think has a higher fight IQ. I think 100 people voting is a lot better than me making an opinion or giving you my opinion on who I think has a higher fight IQ. So starting from this upcoming card, like next week's card, the predictions will come out Saturday. And then when they come out, I'll also release the fight IQ basically, and this will probably be the first of its kind. I don't know if there's anything like this that exists. So this is one of the new things. If you've been watching this whole stream, I said I want to compete with companies like Topology and ShareDog. It might seem like a joke right now, but I can promise you, give me 5 years, give me 10 years, this channel will be bigger than just the channel. And even the awards that I've created, it's not like a hobby. Like I'm actually planning on making these awards like on the level of the SPs, and I'm going to take you guys with me. Every single subscriber of mine, I value you with all my heart, and I'm going to make sure that I find a way to involve you in everything that I'm going to be doing on this channel. So look out for that. Yeah. What's this thing on the side? It's a new thing. Anyway, let me respond to your what do you call it? To your comments. You guys are always hilarious. Live Fish and Heist again. You guys have been going at it for a while. Let me see. I can give my 5 safe locks, including one underdog. Let's hear it. Okay, I picked Dumas, Gaziev, Fernandez, Magomedov, Brenner. My five safe ones. Aspinall versus Jones is the heavyweight fight we need. If Jones is too scared, another one, John Jones, like Aspinall, but at least Aspinall is being fought for. Like the MMA community agrees that Aspinall should fight John Jones. But people like Ankalaev, no one gives a shit about that guy. Like no one is fighting for him to get a shot. The same thing was happening with Bilal. That's basically what I was talking about. Aspinall versus Jones is the heavyweight fight we need. If Jones is too scared and Pereira gets the chance, I believe Pereira can lightly get the job done and knock out Jones while defending take. Pereira is not going to beat John Jones, man. Like here's why I say this, right? This is one of the reasons why I picked Umar Nomagomedov to beat Corey Sanhagen, right? Umar has been grappling for a very long time, right? The level of skill that Umar has, Corey Sanhagen cannot match in a short period of time. It takes years. I've seen Corey Sanhagen's grapple, and he's not that good, right? He's decent. He can perform really well against the striker, but he's not going to do anything against a grappler, especially an elite level grappler like Umar Nomagomedov. On the feet, I feel like that fight is going to be even, but on the ground, I think Umar is going to dominate. Same thing will happen if Alex Pereira tries to fight John Jones. The only concern is that John Jones has gained a lot of weight. He looked slow on the feet against Cyril Gahn. Even though that fight wasn't long, John Jones looked very slow in that particular fight. That's the only concern. That's the only concern I have, right? Um, Even in his next fight, Stipe might shock us because John Jones looks horrible on the feet. Go look at that fight and look at the speed at which John Jones was throwing. The heavyweight John Jones is not good at striking. He's a good grappler, not a good striker, right? So yeah, that's the only concern I have. But Alex Pereira is not gonna win. Is not going to win that fight, man. I'm sorry to say this, but he's not gonna win that fight. But in my opinion, Lupi Godinez is more safety underdog than Brenner, but they both are winning underdogs. But I'll never give my three other underdogs. That's it. I'm, I'm fading all those picks. And the comment section is on fire, man. Bet 100, bro. You can switch Luffy Godinez with Brenner. Hastogen, like Hastogen is, I think she's safety, but Brenner wins that whatever you choose. Dumas Gaziev, Fernandez Magomedov, Brenner, Godinez, 6 save parlay, $100 to win 1,800. Gustavo Fringe, Strickland versus Chimaev would be such an exciting fight, even though Strickland deserves the next title fight. I don't know if Strickland deserves the next title fight, man. I think Robert Whittaker deserves it more than Strickland. Strickland lost a close decision. He didn't defend his belt once. He just came off a boring decision win over Costa. I think Robert Whittaker was more exciting. If anyone deserves a title shot, it's Robert Whittaker, not Strickland. Strickland should actually fight Hamza Chimaev. Put Shafkat in there. He beats Leon and Bilal same night. I don't know, man. I used to think that way until I saw him perform against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. After seeing that fight, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know." I thought Shafkat would dominate Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He looked lost on the feet, and he struggled a little bit to get that finish against Wonderboy Thompson. I mean, Wonderboy Thompson is not an easy fight for anyone, but I mean, I didn't expect Shafkat to struggle like that against Wonderboy Thompson. So I don't know. Put Shafkat in. Okay, I read this one. In a few days, Godinez will be favored, but as for now, she is a plus 110 underdog. It doesn't matter if the Godinez is favored. It's the same as Dern. Even though I picked Dern, dude, that fight is risky. It's like saying I'm going to a slot machine and I want to win money. Why? Why? Like if there's a way to avoid a risk, why are you taking the risk? There are safer fights on the card. Why are you going for the risky fight? And then after Dern loses, he'll be like, yeah, you said Mackenzie Dern is going to win. I'm telling you now, it's a risky fight. Stay away from that one. Even in my shorts where you saw my predictions, I said it's 100% risky. And then you'll come back and say, yeah, you said Mackenzie Dern is going to win. Yeah, I said that, but I also said it's 100% risky, and you are ignoring that part. I still again. Um, Gustavo Fringe, I thought Leon and Bilal deserved to be pretty close odds. Leon was minus 150, is a good prediction, but minus 725 against Bilal is crazy. Bilal proved a lot of people wrong. Yeah, I agree. David Murray put Shafkat in there. He beats Leon. Okay, his repeat. Shafkat is David Murray. Um, Shafkat is a great striker, but he outstruck a dangerous striker in Jeff Neal, and he has a great grappling base. Okay, that's fair. Gustavo Frins, thanks, Leon Edwards. Heist again. If you saw my 5 to 6 parlay, yeah, welcome. It took me 4 days. I'm doing research. Good luck. Those are my safe parlays. No risk included. 100%. $100 to win. Okay. What do you think of a Leon versus Masvidal matchup? Nah, I don't want to see Masvidal fight. Leon Edwards is going to win that one. Um, Plus, he's retired. Why would we want to see that? Gustavo Fringe, I'll subscribe to come back after Alex Pereira shocks you against John. Against John Jones. Also, the dude in the comments saying bet on Gaziev is crazy. I'll never pay more than $4 towards a bag of milk. Yeah, that's another thing for me. I think Gaziev. That's my pick, but I wouldn't put money on it. You know, that's one of the riskiest picks on the card. It's like Mackenzie Dern. Like, why would you risk it? You know, it doesn't make sense. There are safer fights, like what do you call him? Shara Magomedov. I mean, Magomedov is my pick as well, but and I think he should win. But man, you know what? His takedown defense looked improved, but it took him 3 rounds to finish the guy who came in on short notice. Granted, the guy was taller, but you know that Shara Magomedov fight worries me a little bit. But it's safer than picking Gaziev. Like, why would you pick Gaziev? Even if I picked him to win, I wouldn't put anything on him. Like, that's one of the riskiest things to do. Um, Gustavo Fringe, yeah, man, I do. Um, what do you call it? Prediction results on Monday. I do final predictions on Wednesday, and I normally do upsets, which I think are the most important predictions on the channel. Upsets predictions on Friday. In between, if there's a topic that I feel strongly about, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, that's when I do it. Sometimes I do interviews. There's a local promotion called the EFC. This is only on live videos. If you go to the shorts section on the channel, the community section on the channel is gold. Both the shorts and community section on my channel, absolute gold, man. Like, you should give yourself time and just go through that. Even the video section, the standard video section, I've improved it. So I'm making sure that every section on the channel, whatever you decide to watch on my channel, I'm trying to make sure that you get the most out of it. So a lot of my my IQ, my IQ, my fight IQ predict or rather percentage. That video is going to be on the standard video. I think I'll implement it into my maybe live videos and my shorts videos, but for the most part, it's going to be on the standard videos. So there are so many elements that I'm trying to include on this channel, solely for the benefit of you guys, so that you have enough information to make informed decisions about what you are investing in, basically. Um, so yeah, even if you subscribe just to prove me wrong about John Jones and Alex Pereira, but there's more. You don't. Uh, my predictions are like maybe 30% of what my channel is about. My channel is largely about giving you guys as much information as possible to make decisions about what you want to do. Bilal couldn't finish Shafkat, and Shafkat didn't struggle much. Oh, I think you meant Bilal couldn't finish Wonderboy Thompson. That's true, but it's MMA math as well. So I did MMA math. You remember? If I think you're new to the channel, my MMA math was Bobby Green finished Tony Ferguson. Paddy Pimblett struggled against Tony Ferguson. So MMA math should have equaled Bobby Green dominantly beating Paddy Pimblett. That didn't happen. So MMA math is very dangerous. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Shamil Gaziev defeated Martin Buday. He's good, and his upcoming fight is easy for him to win. I wouldn't be so sure, man. I wouldn't be so sure. I think I said that fight is risky, if I'm not mistaken. I can't recall. Go to my shorts section and check my predictions. I think I said that fight is risky. You shouldn't be that sure. The other guy could win. Has a shot at winning, actually. Gustavo Fringe, I like your channel, man. You have a good MMA mind and personality. I'll be subscribed for sure. I appreciate that, man. I hope to see you in the comment section. I enjoy talking to my subscribers. But predictions not doing good though. Just again, like you've been on the stream with me for 1 hour 20 minutes, and all you've been doing is just like criticizing me. Clearly, you like my channel, you just don't want to say it. Because I think out of everyone who's been on the stream, like people have been coming in and out of the stream, but Hestogen, since I started the stream, like you've been with me on the stream for 1 hour, 20 minutes. Like clearly you like me, but all you've been doing is criticize me. Like I don't know why, dude. Like why? Anyway, Hestogen, he going at 13 this week, Abu Dhabi. I watch your videos, but I just kind of mad at your prediction. Okay. Um, Gustavo, can you give us a "Don't let him bully you" son? Also, Hestagan is clearly a number one fanboy. I see that. I see. Wait, Gustavo, why do you, okay, don't let him bully you, son. I don't even say it the right way. Why would you want me to say that? Yeah, Hestagan, I clearly see that he likes me, man. I like you too, man. I love all my subscribers. That's why I try not to be mean. Even when I respond to trolls, I prefer to try to convert you into a subscriber as opposed to match your energy. That's what I try to do. Um, I love and appreciate all of you guys. See you tomorrow. I'm still deciding if I'm going to go live or not. I might go live for an interview. There's an interview lined up for the guy is a former middleweight champion at EFC. I've interviewed him before on the channel, and he's fighting on Thursday for the title that Dricus Duplessis used to hold when he was fighting in South Africa. That guy is fighting for that belt on Thursday. So we were supposed to do the interview this past weekend, and then we were supposed to do it today. I postponed because I had to do this prediction video. this prediction results video. So I postponed. Um, so I'm going to have to see his availability for that